What's up, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Wrestling with Rumors. Welcome. Well, we are a little over a week removed from the Royal Rumble. We're starting to settle in nicely as we get ready for Elimination Chamber. As I always say, there's always a chamber before WrestleMania. And we're all looking forward to what's coming up on how the matches are going to look like for Elimination Chamber. The qualifying matches are coming along nicely as we already have the chambers for both the men and the women starting to fill up. And I'm looking forward to the chamber. But this road to WrestleMania is definitely going to be another memorable road, and it's definitely going to be bumpy. It's going to be twists, it's going to be turns. We're thinking we're going to go left, but we're actually going to go right. It's going to be crazy every year on the road to WrestleMania. It's always a fun road trip, and why would this one be any different, right? But let's move on. Welcome, Wrestling with Rumors. Before I get started, as you all know, like I say before I start every episode of Wrestling with Rumors, all the rumors that I am about to read to you are just that. They are rumors until they are confirmed true. So, with that, let's dive in to some wrestling rumors. All right. So, according to Fightful Select, Alexa Bliss's new deal with WWE is for 5 years. Nice. 5 years of Alexa Bliss. She's already got started. She already qualified. She already qualified for the Elimination Chamber. I am looking forward to how she does in the Chamber, but what WrestleMania looks like for her this year. That's her first WrestleMania back in a couple of years. So I'm excited. I'm excited for what's going to come for the next 5 years for Little Miss Bliss. All right, up next. If it wasn't clear at the Royal Rumble, PW Insider is now saying that the current plan for WrestleMania 41 is indeed Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk in a triple threat match. I think how it went at the Royal Rumble made it pretty clear, and it made it a lot. I think it became a lot more clearer when they said Roman Reigns will be out for an undisclosed amount of time, which means that that by the time we get towards, I would say by the end of March, beginning of April, we'll probably start seeing Roman Reigns again, and that build for that triple threat match at WrestleMania I feel like if that's indeed the way they're going to go, we'll really start to see it like towards the end of March into going into April. More from votes. Nikki Bella has done significant numbers being back on WWE Shop, and the company is thrilled with that, and her return is general. And her return in general. If she wants a full-time run, it sounds like that could happen. You know what? I wouldn't mind getting one more run of Nikki Bella. The opportunities and the championships that Nikki Bella could now win. Even if Brie made a final comeback. I know she said she retired and everything that she's doing outside the ring is really good. But even if Brie came back, even if they came back and we had the Twin Magic one more time and they went for the Women Tag Team Championships, that would be pretty cool to see. And just for Nikki Bella in general, I think if she came back and had a full run and went after the Women's Intercontinental title, the Women's United States title, and the Women's WWE title and the Women's World title. It's really great that there are more championships for women now in WWE, and the opportunity for women for these matches, whether it's in the main event spot or in the mid-card spot, is really fantastic. And it's great to see that all these good things for championships. But for Nikki Bella to have a full-time run, I would love to see it. Just like Trish Stratus. I think we would all be really happy to see another a full-time Trish Stratus run as well. Anyway, so Fightful Select says Jordan Grace's 5-year contract with WWE includes her retaining full rights to her name and theme song. She's also expected to start at NXT, but likely won't be there long because she got a main roster level deal. I would say we should be seeing her back in NXT any time now. And I feel like that will take us through Stand and Deliver, and then maybe sometime after Stand and Deliver, like at a Raw after WrestleMania or a SmackDown after WrestleMania, we probably could see Jordan Grace on either one of those rosters. I'm really biased towards SmackDown. I mean, I enjoy watching Raw, especially on Netflix, and the presentation of it looks a lot cleaner and sharper, minus the glitches this past week. But I don't know. There's just something about a lot of the WWE superstars when they go to SmackDown. I just get a different vibe from, and I love seeing them on SmackDown. And while they have this 3-hour run going on USA Network, I think it would be cool to see Jordan Grace on SmackDown. Anyway, several wrestlers in WWE told Fightful Select they are frustrated with their Def Rebel theme songs and have actively tried to get their old ones back. I've heard some things about Def Rebels and the theme music, and I can understand. And they're old. There's if it's that saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And a lot of the theme songs from some of the WWE superstars who got new music, their old music wasn't bad. Like Sheamus, we would love to have Sheamus's old theme music back. His original one that we grew accustomed to when he first debuted and was really making his running when he won his first WWE championship against John Cena. When it looked like John Cena fell through the table than Sheamus putting him through it. But nonetheless, yes, Sheamus, let's get his theme music back, please. And any other WWE superstar who wants their old ones back, give it back to them. What harm is it doing? If they want their own theme music back, bring it back. It's nostalgic. Let's do it. Come on, WWE. Get it together on this. Anyway, per Deadline, John Cena's TV show Wipeout, which originally was Mrs. TV show first, has been canceled by Warner Brothers Discovery. Wrestling Observer Radio's David Meltzer said the plug was pulled after a recent Sunday episode drew ratings that were just as bad as this past Saturday's episode of AEW Collision. So that was last week's episode of Collision. Well, okay. The only thing I will say about this is that they can cancel Wipeout because of how bad the ratings were. But if the ratings were as bad as Collision, there ain't no way they're going to cancel an AEW TV show, an AEW wrestling TV show, Collision. So I think that's the difference in that they can cancel Wipeout, but they can't cancel Collision. I believe it's definitely probably a contract thing, but it's a TV show with bad ratings. If it's a TV show and it has bad ratings, normally the network would cancel it, but I guess they'll just play it ear to ear by that. Anyway, I had to say it on that. Fightful Select confirmed that Kevin Owens resigned with WWE for a 5-year on a 5-year contract. The new deal began last week at the Royal Rumble and runs through January 2030. Awesome. And this new heel version of Kevin Owens, I like it. It's like with Drew McIntyre and how this character of saying I'm the good guy when he is really the heel, and how it's going is really cool. So, but yeah, Kevin Owens in WWE till 2030, January of 2030, awesome, and only good things, right? So, this past week, starting back in January up to now, we got word of some some WWE releases, and at first it was just one, and the first one was Duke Hudson, and that was the only one. Then we got into February, and we got to after the Royal Rumble, and then we just got hit with one after the other after the other. So for starters, one of them was Cedric Alexander, and Cedric Alexander announced that he is no longer works for WWE. He said this in the following statement. Thank you for the last 8.5 years. Being a professional wrestler has been a dream of mine since I could form memories, and I will continue to do so till the good Lord says otherwise. Now, a question comes up that with Cedric Alexander now released from WWE, will he join AEW and rejoin his Hurt Business brothers, become the newest member of the Hurt Syndicate? Even with the controversy that's going on, even with the controversy that went on earlier a couple of years ago between his wife and AEW, and for those who don't know what I'm talking about or have forgotten, let me educate you and remind you about it. So it goes back to November 30th of 2021. Big Swole, that's Cedric Alexander's wife, announced her departure from AEW, which later she brought up to deflects in structure and diversity. In response, AEW president Tony Khan stated that he let Swole's contract expire as I felt her wrestling wasn't good enough. Wallace given examples of the diversity, structure, and management and the many diverse performers who had been successful in AEW. That was back in 2021. Tony Khan's that one didn't taste good. When I remembering back to 2021 and reading that response from Tony Khan, him saying that he felt her wrestling wasn't that good, and what makes him a professional in knowing what is and what is not a good professional wrestler. That's why I remember saying that time, and yeah. So I don't know. I mean, joining AEW so he could rejoin his brothers with the Hurt Syndicate makes sense, but there is that controversy. It's whether or not Cedric would do it because of what happened at AEW with his wife. So that really is up in the air, and what happens next for Cedric Alexander in his professional wrestling career. We'll sit back and look forward to watching him wherever he shows up next. Besides Cedric Alexander Cedric Alexander, a few more names have come out since that for WWE releases, which is Blair Davenport, Sonya Deville, AOP, Paul Ellering, Duke Hudson, Isla Dawn, Gallows and Anderson, and Giovanni Vinci have all been released from WWE. That is the list so far. When it comes to WWE releases, as we move on through this week, if any more names come up, I will let y'all know. But one more thing before I go, and it really dawned on me this past week that with the partnership between WWE and TNA, a match between Tessa Blanchard and Charlotte Flair is more possible, and it's more possible to happen. You know, it could possibly happen. And if we happen to get like a Worlds Collide, like a WWE versus TNA, or even an NXT versus TNA, and there's an opportunity for a match with Tessa Blanchard, and Charlotte Flair hopefully can see that opportunity and takes it, that is a match I believe a lot of people, including myself, would be very happy to see. We'd be on the edge of our seats at that match because they're like they're like right there with each other. And Tessa Blanchard, Charlotte Flair. Oh God, that match. That would be that has the potential of being a match of a year. The match of a year candidate right there. That's main event right there. But yeah, that'll do it for this week's episode of Wrestling with Rumors. It sucks when the men and women of WWE get released, but because it's their livelihood, it's the thing they love to do, and when they're told they can't do it anymore, that hurts. That really gets to the soul. But all these men and women, Blair Davenport, Sonya Deville, AOP, Paul Ellering, Duke Hudson, Isla Dawn, Gallows and Anderson, Giovanni Vinci, Cedric Alexander, all of them, they will feel what they need to feel, whatever it is they need to feel, and then they're strong enough. They're strong enough to pick themselves up and get back to doing what they love to do, and that's professional wrestling. And I have belief and confidence in that, and I know that's what will happen. And we will continue to be their fans, and whatever promotion they pop up on, as long as we can watch it on TV or on social media, like on YouTube, we will watch them and we will cheer for them, and we will continue to show love. But that'll do it for now. Y'all take care of yourselves. Keep your head up, and I'll see you on the next episode of Wrestling with Rumors. Peace, y'all.